So, hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Natalia.
Hello, Rusty.
Welcome to our Friday talks. Today we have selected a new topic to discuss, and this topic is 4-inch commercial RO units, or just commercial RO units. It depends on how you call them. And today we will talk about specific changes we have made recently in the system, and we would like to share with you this knowledge and this information.
Oh, good to know. Rusty, and by the way, why did we change from the softeners, valves to the commercial reverse osmosis systems?
Well, we spoke already 2 times about softeners. I think we have also nice and beautiful products in other types. But to be serious, we have selected the 4-inch RO units because, according to our observation, the commercial RO units becoming already I don't know, 3 or 4 years in a row, more and more popular every year. So we see this by the increased interest of our customers who are water treatment professionals. So we see increased interest, and of course we see increased sales of these units. And of course we produce the units, we deliver them to our customers, but also in parallel to this process we do some updates. This is our routine. We update the product, we add new functions, we improve the quality, and also around these products we have some innovations that we made. Mainly these innovations are done in the IT part. And yeah, if you put this all together, this is the reason why we are talking today about the 4-inch commercial RO.
Good. Thank you very much. And as I believe we will be talking a little bit more about all these changes and innovations. But before that, could you just please remind us about the product lines that we have in the commercial RO systems and what are their main advantages?
Yeah, of course, with pleasure. Let's also talk a little bit with our guests in chat. So let me ask a simple question. Have you ever installed or sold Ecosoft RO system? Yeah, so you can write plus if you did so, or just keep silent if you didn't, or you can say I'm in the process. Raymond, nice to hear. Good. So please let us know. Let us know. How much experienced you are. Oh, because if the experience is there at your side, then we can go deeper with Nataliia with the questions we discuss. If the experience is less, then of course we will also talk in details, but maybe some less details and more general information. Coming back while we are looking at the answers, coming back to Natalia's question, why we actually what is the product line and what we produce. As usual, I will use ecosoft.com web page to answer this question. Let me share my screen now. So at ecosoft.com, yeah, you may see our product categories, and this one is I have this panel, the Teams panel that actually a little bit tricky. So wait a moment. Yeah, this is it. So this is on the screen. I believe everyone can see my screen. On the screen, you may see the product portfolio for the commercial 4-inch reverse osmosis systems we actually develop and produce and deliver to our customers. Currently, it consists of 3 lines. Recently, we added one more line, so it happened already end of last month. But let's go step by step. So the Pro line is our best seller. So this unit is already on the market for 10 plus years. Then we have a Pro Max line, or sometimes we call it Inox IoT. So you already may feel the difference, and you may understand the difference from the name. Yeah, Inox IoT means that it's built on the stainless steel frame and has a functionality with IoT functionality. And then we have a slim line that we also sometimes call the cost-effective line. And these three lines are available in 4 different flow rates with 1, 2, 4, and 6 membrane elements. So basically, you may select when you have a job, a water treatment job, you may select one of these 4 flow rates, 20, 250, 500, and you may see the capacity here. And also recently we have added the brackish water line for 250 and 500 liters per hour. So the first 3 lines are good for the water with the TDS of 3000 ppm, while the brackish water unit can handle the TDS of 10,000 ppm. So this is a short answer to your question, what we have in the product portfolio.
Thank you. And the next my question will be, so we have 4 lines already, and if we are talking about the quality, is there any certification that proves the quality of these products?
Yes, the certification some years ago we have made the certificate. Actually, we produce our units according to the European regulation. Basically, two regulations we take into consideration. This is electrical safety and electromagnetic compatibility. And when we build the units, actually we follow these rules, and then as a result we may apply for the certification and get the certificates that actually confirms that our units meet the requirements. And these certificates in everyday communication are called CE certificate. By the way, we have recently updated. It was end of September. We have updated the certificates, and you may find them on again on ecosoft.com. Let me also show it to everyone, where you may find the certificates. So here on the main page, when you are on the main page, you may go to resources, and then in the resources there is certificates. Actually, you may use the filtration here because we have quite some certificates. So you may select like commercial 4-inch, and this is it. So this is the certificate for the commercial reverse osmosis systems, and here you may see the code of the system, the name, and that it is valid till 2027. And this is also very useful for many of your customers, or many customers of our customers. So normally how it works that our water treatment professionals, they provide these certificates for their end consumers when they sell the units, just to confirm that we have the units they sell, they meet the requirements. So this is the certification.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
We have some people in the foyer waiting. Maybe I can let them in.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes. Thank you.
We may also ask our guests, have you ever provided the CE certificate from Ecosoft to your customer? Not necessarily the certificate for the commercial unit. Yeah, maybe you provided certificate for other type of units, and also would be nice to know what certificates are more frequently used, which one is not used at all. So please also give us some comments.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, we are waiting for some responses. Rusty, reverse osmosis system highly the flow rate depends on the water quality. How can we choose which system to use for our specific application?
Well, to start, so basically this is where everyone should start with this question when you select a reverse osmosis system for the customer, the flow rate. And important to take into consideration that the flow rate for the reverse osmosis unit should be taken as a daily consumption. So we have to be curious and ask the consumer what is your daily consumption and what is your hour consumption. Normally, the units is selected based on the daily consumption. So let's say we have the customer uses 4,000 liters per day, and then based on that, we start already selecting the unit. Yeah, so we divide it. You can divide it by 20 hours. But also a good thing would be to ask a customer if maybe the operation is only 10 hours. So this is also tricky. So ask the daily consumption, ask how many hours, and then you come back. You will come to the hour production. The most typical actually. The most typical unit now is 250 liters per hour, but we see that many more units with a higher capacity are sold. And yeah, as soon as you know, then you may go and use the Ecosoft. How do I do this personally? Because very often I am asked by our customers how to select the unit, how to calculate. So what I do, I ask these questions. Of course, I ask the question on the inlet water quality, the TDS. So normally to select, to do the first selection, the TDS is required. And then I go to a raw calculator at ecosoft.com. And there I do some basic calculation to select the unit.
Okay, thank you. Then I have a question to our audience. If somebody is using this raw calculator, and if it's a really helpful tool for you, so it would be nice to know your experience.
So Nataliia, we may see from the answers that not many people use the CE certificates.
Yes,
this
that's
is
also the answer.
Yeah. So now who used the? Okay, Raymond.
Thank you. Thank you,
so
Raymond.
please tell us who has ever used a reverse osmosis calculator at ecosoft.com. Yeah, while we are
waiting, would you like to show us the calculator, or we can? Mark do not have experience. Raymond and also does not use the calculator.
Let's show a little. Let's show the calculator, because I think it's a very useful and both useful and easy tool to use. So you go to the main page, then you go to commercial 4-inch raw units, and then here on top you have the access to a raw calculator. It is open tool, so no password is needed. So I will just quickly go through, and then maybe later we could come back to it again. So first, what I do, as I mentioned, so if I know that I need a unit with a capacity, let's say 10,000 liters per day, so then I go to the I select the unit. And then a very important part of the raw calculator that it actually helps water professionals and also us to select the membrane element. So I would go for XLE 4040. Normally, in most of the cases, the goal is the water quantity. Then you use you go very quickly. So you set the open tank, then you enter the feed water parameters. Let's say the 2 bar, and then the temperature is normally it's 12 degrees. The the TDS is 1000, and let's say this is well tap water. And then here, yeah, we may put some values and then see what we have. Yeah. So we have here the permeate flow rate. Then we have the permeate TDS, the recovery, the pressure. So as easy as that. And then if you want to manipulate, let's say I want a higher recovery, I may put 2.5 bar, 2.5 liters per minute, sorry, on the drain flow rate. And then I have 72%. If I want to go higher, it's 75 on the drain line. And still, if there are no red nodes here, it means that we are okay. So I actually welcome to use the calculator. So this is quite handy.
Okay, thank you very much, Rusty. And we have the questions from, sorry if I misspell it, Fela. Can we have a link so you can find it on our website, but we also can send the link to the calculator.
I will ask Yefim to send you the link in the chat, so you may use it right now.
Yeah. Rusty, thank you for the introduction for this, for our system and for the arrow calculator. And while doing the introduction to our today's Friday talk, you mentioned that we have implemented some changes to the system. Could you please let us know what the changes were done?
Actually, the change is also important to tell to everyone that the changes and the product improvement is our continuous process. So this is what we do on an everyday basis. And this summer, in the middle of the summer, we have integrated like a package of changes in our 4-inch commercial RO units. Basically, these changes refers to the addition of some components. So we added the throttle valve to our units. Then we changed the size of the flow meters. Also, we improved the flow meters. Also, we have implemented some changes in the solenoid valves, the pump. Yeah, so this is a package of 5 changes that we have made. And actually, as I mentioned, they were active since middle of July. So I think that it was started already, the production. So I think many of our customers have already received the new units, the new updated units.
Okay, thank you. And you mentioned about the throttle valve. Could you please explain why we added it and in which cases we should use it?
So I will actually ask now Yefim a little bit to help me. I will switch off my camera, and now you could see it on our mobile phone camera.
We cannot see you for the moment.
But now you will. Just a moment. Yeah.
Yes.
So actually, here in the room we have 2 units. Actually, they are the same. And maybe if you can turn a little bit to show this one. So we have two same units from the capacity point of view. So these are 2 units that are called MO 6500 with 12,000, not 605, 12,000 with 2 membrane elements each. The difference is in the frame. So here we have the powder coated frame and the standard controller, and in this unit that you see has a stainless steel frame and a controller with an IoT functionality. And actually, you ask a little bit here. So you ask about the throttle valve. So this is actually the part that we have. I don't know if you see. Maybe you can take. Maybe you can take in your camera and to show it.
Yeah, if you can a little bit go closer, it would be nice.
So this is actually the throttle valve that we added. Actually, it was installed directly just after the pump on the high pressure line. So this is a throttle valve made of stainless steel. Here you have a red warning. We prefer you keep it on the system, so don't close. Yeah, the valve is for adjustment purposes. Yeah, closing the valve may damage the system. So this is what we say, but this is the first problem with Wi-Fi.
So it means that this system is supplied with the valve completely open, right?
Can you hear and see us now?
Yes, we can hear and see you.
Because we have a disconnection. So this is the throttle valve that we have added.
Okay.
Actually, this is the first update, and all units in the Pro line and also in the Inox IoT line now has this functionality.
Thank you. And Rusty, you mentioned that there is a sticker saying that do not close completely this valve. So it means that the throttle valve is fully open when the system is supplied.
Yes, the throttle valve is open, maybe not fully open, but then we can talk with you what to do, because as you see now, actually I am opening it. Maybe we can ask some guests to switch off the microphone. Good.
Yes, it's already done.
So it is not fully open, but when you start up the unit, it should be now. So now it is fully open. But when you do the start of the unit, you always make it fully open and then you do the adjustment.
And why do we need this throttle valve?
Let me then come back to my camera. Actually, we need it for the reason that the units, the reverse osmosis systems, as I mentioned, becoming more and more popular. And before, the units were mainly used for water with high TDS, for water demineralization. But normally the inlet water has a TDS of around 1000 and more. Today, many of the reverse osmosis units are used to demineralize the tap water with the TDS of the tap water around 200, 250 ppm. And if you have a low TDS and high temperature, then we may have too high permeate flow rate. That is not always needed. And then to adjust the unit at these conditions, we have added the throttle valve so that our water professionals, when they are on site, have the opportunity to adjust the units according to their water conditions. So this is the idea why we added the throttle valve.
Okay. Is there any other cases where using this throttle valve can be advantages?
Yes, there are. So we have actually, as I mentioned, so these units are already in the field, and we already have some positive feedbacks from our customers, because of course those who install RO units on the low TDS water or high temperature water are already using this benefit. But also there are some new advantages that we have already discovered, that at those applications where you have a limited amount of feed water, you may use this throttle valve to decrease the flow rate during the forward flush. So it means that if you set up the unit or adjust the unit and you are okay with the service flow rate, but during the forward flush sometimes there is a lack of water, then you could actually adjust the throttle valve and see and find the balance between proper operation of the unit, both in the production stage and also in the service, in the forward flush flow rate. So this is the advantage.
Perfect. And as I understand, right, it also means that you need less prefiltration before RO in some cases. So it can be also helpful.
Yeah, this is also not very clear and a little bit counterintuitive, because normally our goal is to have as much permeate as possible, but it has also a disadvantage, because if you have, let's say, you have a 500, I will share now the RO calculator just to a little bit visualize what I mean. I think it would be easier for everyone. So here we have the permeate flow rate of 380 liters per hour. But let's change the parameters. Let's say our TDS is 250 and the temperature is 25 degrees. That could be a case during summertime if you are in Spain or Greece. Then it says that it's too low. Let's change. Let's increase the flow rate, the drain flow rate. So it says that the feed of water, the feed water to membrane element is too late. It's necessary to increase it. Yeah, let's increase this one. So now we are okay. So actually, what we see now, actually, you are going to sell a unit that should deliver 500 liters per hour. But then at the warm water and low temperature, you have 700 liters per hour, meaning that you have a higher flow rate for the feed water, meaning that you have a more capacity on the prefiltration. And sometimes it is not the case. So if you have here 500 liters, so normally with the recovery of 75%, your feed flow would be around like 700, but now you have almost 1,000 liters per hour. So then meaning that your softener or carbon filter actually should deliver more water. And if you have already in the project something installed, then it won't work. And this is actually an advantage now with a throttle valve, that you can actually adjust the unit. You can adjust Ecosoft unit to your certain conditions that you already have in place. And this is a big benefit for water professionals, because they don't have to invent anything. Yeah, they just adjust the valves that are on board of our units.
Thank you. And we also have a question. In this case, from Andres, in these cases, we just turn off the forward flush? I believe it's the question related to the forward flush, when we can play with the throttle valve to perform the forward flush.
Yeah, I would not recommend, Andres, I would not recommend to you turning off the forward flush. Actually, it's not good for the membrane lifetime. What I would recommend to do, so when your feed water supply is too low, I would adjust the throttle valve so that you have enough water during production, and then you have enough water during forward flush. Then it should work for you. So this is what we actually recommend to do. But it's better to have forward flush rather than turn it off. Also, if there is no throttle valve, this is a good question. Yeah, if you have purchased the unit before, if you don't have a throttle valve, then you can use another trick. Actually, you can switch off the low pressure switch during forward flush. This is what you could do. Normally, the forward flush is only 1 minute, and you go to the menu of the OS of the controller, and then you switch off the reading of the low pressure switch during forward flush, and this is the solution. Not 100% right, to be honest. Yeah, it's not 100% right, because then you make your pump working at low pressure. but for some temporary, as I said, temporary solution, you may do so.
Thank you. And Rusty, you mentioned that we also have some updates on the flow meters. Could you please tell us what are the updates?
Actually, this is also one of the part of the story that the commercial RO becoming more and more popular. It means that sometimes we would use them in the application where we have more permeate, and then with the previous set of flow meters, actually we cannot adjust the drain flow rate to the desired recovery. So the problem was that our I will open the slide now. So the problem was that our drain flow rates actually didn't allow you to pass enough amount of water. So on this slide, you may see how it was before and what it is now. So let's take an example, a more 12,000 units. So before, the drain flow meter was 0.5 to 4 liters per minute flow. So now we change to from 2 to 18 liters per minute. Actually, what you can achieve with this, so you are more flexible on site when you do the adjustment of the units in the south of Europe, where normally the TDS can be low, but the temperature is always high. So for south of Europe, like Albania, Greece, of course, Italy, Spain, for those countries, our units become more flexible for adjustments and for the startups. So this is the change that, as you may see from this slide, so we changed in all units. So we actually increased the flow rate of the drain line flow rate.
Mm-hmm. And thank you. And we have one more question from Andres. We just got delivered a more 12,000 TP. Do this unit already should have this throttle valve?
The answer to your question, yes. So if you write this type of code, a more 12,000 TP5, meaning that you already have these changes implemented, because all the units with without these updates, they have another codes. They have a code MO 12, and then you have letters C, W. So this code means that the updates are already there.
And you mentioned about the new codes. Could you please describe what does it mean?
Yeah, I would like. This is also thank you, Andres, for your question. Actually, so these are the new codes that actually we implemented some time ago, but they became active since middle of summer. So these are the new codes, and these are the previous ones. So Andres has written in the email, like in the chat, this code. So it means the new code. And the good actually point here is to explain what does the code mean. So MO means that this is a product range name. So this is the membrane units. Then this number, in this case 6,500, means average daily capacity at standard water conditions, like 1,500 ppm. So I think on average, so we have a daily water capacity. Then the letter T means that this is the system for tap water. Letter B means this is the system for brackish water. Then we have another letter that can be P or I. So P stands for the powder-coated frame and powder-coated frame, and inox I means inox frame. In the industrial units, also the I means that you would have both the inox frame and inox high pressure line. And then the last number is 5 or 6 means the controller. So 5 means the standard OS 5000 controller, and 6 means OS 6000 controller with internet connectivity. So this is the explanation, the rational explanation of the code, that it makes actually sometimes makes the life of our customers and ourselves easier.
Yes, I hope it make it more clearly for our customer and our team. So Rusty, what are the changes? Could you please remind us? We already talked about the throttle valve. We talked about the float meters.
Also, we have improved the flow meters. Also, I will share now the same presentation.
So it's not only the changes of the size of the flow meters.
The size, but also the. Yeah, by the way, it was made. It's a very nice presentation. Actually, it's available. So for those who haven't seen them, you may actually ask us for this. This is made by Nataliia Stitsenko, our product manager for commercial and industrial RO units, not only RO units. So this is actually the problem that maybe some of you, or many, I hope some of you, not many, because we didn't have many claims. This was the problem, that you have inside the flow meter, there is a rod, a metal rod, and this is the right position of the rod, and this is the wrong position of the rod. And the problem was that during operation, this rod was rotating and damaging the plastic part that actually was in the bottom of the plastic of the flow meter. So the new flow meter has a stainless steel part, like you can see this on the screen to the right. So this was the old flow meter, and this is the new flow meter design, internal design. So now it becomes more robust, and we see that it's much more reliable in comparison to the previous version. So this is a third improvement that we have done, and the third change.
Okay, thank you. And it also comes with this system that already comes with the new code.
Yes.
Good. And you also mentioned about some changes in the solenoid valve.
Yeah, I will jump to the next slide, actually, that explains the changes of the solenoid valve. So we use in the Ecosoft reverse osmosis units, 4-inch size, we use the solenoid valves that are produced by Danfoss. And we had this change because of the change of the design in Danfoss. So in the units with 1 and 2 membrane elements, like these ones, there was a change of the spare part code, and a little bit was a change of the size of the solenoid valve. So now it becomes a little bit longer in comparison to the previous one. The technical, the performance is absolutely the same. In the larger units, in 24 and 36,000, it was a change from 3-inch to 1-inch solenoid valve. So now we have a 1-inch solenoid valve that we use in the system. So this is the change that we have made.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there was a small change actually because of the these are the change that many of you maybe do not notice, but this is the change for the size of the pump. Actually, the pump became a little bit longer, I would say, 40 millimeters longer. And this relates to the pump CM314 that we used in these 4 and 6 membrane elements units. But actually, you would not notice it because we have changed the frame of the unit in the way so that you would not notice it. But if somebody of you knows that it's become larger, the unit is compatible, the frame is compatible for the new version as well as for the old version, for those who has the old pumps somewhere in stock as a replacement.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And what if we have some issues with the solenoid valve and we have the old system? what the customer should do? Can they install the new solenoid valve?
The units, actually, on the units, both solenoid valves can be installed, either old one and new one. So if it's an old system, of course, with the old solenoid valve that we have on stock currently for some time, it would be easier. For the new one, it is also possible that, but maybe your plumber will have to do a little bit more work on site, just to cut the pipe and maybe to use a little bit more, a little bit less of pipes to connect. This inlet port should be modified, but it's something that is possible to do on site. But this is not, but they are still possible to use both of them on the units.
Thank you. Good to know that we still can handle any issues if they may occur. Do we have any other improvements on the system?
I think no, this is everything that we wanted to cover. Yeah, these are all updates that we have. So if you have this the question to our guests, so if you have a question to us or in relation to 4-inch units or 8-inch units, please feel free to ask now. And you may also reach us via email or other way. Yeah, but this is actually what we wanted. Yeah, this is all what we wanted to show today and to explain.
Yeah, I don't have any other questions.
Good. Then thank you, Nataliia, for good discussion and for
thank you,
good
Rusty,
questions.
for the good explanation.
And thank you, our guests, for questions. It is always nice to have questions and to give you relevant information. So I wish you a nice end of Friday, good weekends, and see you in 2 weeks. Let's see what we would be talking about.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.